Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. Good to see everybody. Today is the Power Broker Sean Tull hanging out with the Power Broker Seiko Varner. It's time for Get on Code. And Get on Code, we have conversations about things that can improve our collective situation. So today we're getting on code with the budget. We have the COVID-19 stimulus check that's forthcoming, and a lot of us are having a different experience in our houses, or the limited amount of work we go to with our finances. So we want to talk about ways that you can better budget for the COVID-19 quarantine. So let's say you're unable to go to work, or let's say that now you're not spending as much as you used to. So King Sean, yo, good brother, tell us how we could better budget during this COVID-19 quarantine.
Yes, you know what? Budgeting is super important, and this is something that we should always be looking at, regardless if it's during this time of which makes it hyper important, right? However, budgeting is key, because if you don't budget your expenses and everything else actually just really controls you, right? Instead of you controlling your money. And a lot of people look at budgeting as a kind of like almost a constraint, if that makes sense. It's kind of like holding them back, and a lot of people like to be free, right? They want to be free and everything. But you know what? Budgeting actually will give you freedom, right? Because one of the things, Seiko, when you get out there and you're not budgeting, you buy something, and guess what? When you're now in a place where you don't know if you really can afford it or not, now you worry, right? You're like, man, should I have done that? Should I have bought that? And you don't have that as a thing where you can control. So budgets give you more control in your life. They give you more freedom to purchase things when you want to, if you do your budget correctly.
All right, good stuff. We have Queen Phoenix in the house, along with King Sean, and of course the Power Broker Seiko Varner. Hey, we're talking about budgets and budgeting in the COVID-19 quarantine. Queen Phoenix, you want to tap in and add a little more life to what your husband just said?
Yes, I always think budgeting is very important, because in order for you to create wealth or generate wealth, you have to become economically disciplined with your money. And it starts off with budgeting, because most people I honestly feel like we're born professional spenders, which means that when we get money, we want to spend money. And over time, we learn how to save. So budgeting is very important to be able to know, because most people feel like, well, hey, if I'm on a budget, then that means I can't spend. That's not true. It just means that you're being disciplined with the way that you spend, and making sure that everything has a destination. I believe that money is a spirit. And when you start not being able to put money where it goes, it's going to leave you anyway. So it's better to actually put a location on your money, because without that, it will go, and it's going to go somewhere.
Wow, it'll go, and it's definitely going to go somewhere. I'm a strong follower of Dave Ramsey, and he talks about having a destination for every dime, dollar, and penny, and making sure that every one of your pieces of money has a purpose. Right. Every piece of money has a purpose. And so I guess budgeting really kind of is a roadmap to allow your money to move in a direction. Now, we're looking at a website that says How Money Works. King Sean, do you want to talk about how money works very quickly?
Yeah. That website, howmoneyworks.com/Sean Tull. I encourage everybody to go out there and check that out. And it really kind of gives you some of the key things of how money works. Like it's a game, actually. It gives you 5 questions, and so you have a quick IQ on how money works. And one of the key things with money is that people don't realize how much money they're really coming through their hands. And a lot of times when you talk to someone and you start doing a budget with them, because I do that all the time, and the first thing they say, like, man, when we come out and say, hey, this is how much disposable income you're supposed to have, they say, oh, I don't see that, where that's going, which means that they didn't budget. That that means that they're not sure where every dime is going. That means that they have what I call the swipe factor. My wife and I have done a lot of cases, been where we talk to people and have this swipe factor. Seiko, when that means that you go out to the store and you feel that you have it, so you swipe your card and you're fine. You go to the fast food restaurant, and everybody know this. You go to the fast food restaurant and you going through drive-through. You say, well, hey, let me supersize that. Let me go ahead and add the cookie to that. Let me go ahead and get that second prize. And your what's supposed to be $7 now is $14, right? Boom, just like that. But you had it in your account. There was no reason to think that it wouldn't be there. So you just went ahead and just swiped it again, right? So because you did not have a certain amount of money positioned in a certain place, your spending is just frivolous, and therefore anything that you want to do, you just do. And then therefore at the end of the time, when you're looking like, where did my money go? I mean, I don't understand what happened to it. I just don't get why I'm not getting ahead. Because again, like my wife was saying earlier, if you don't say where your money go, it's gonna go away. Money not directed, go away, right? It has to go somewhere. Money has to go somewhere. But if you don't give it a job, really, it's gonna do something. It's just gonna get spent. So a lot of people really don't employ their money. They don't direct their money. Their money just kind of goes away, goes as it went.
Got you. So look, we have Sister Alyta on the line right now. How you doing, Queen?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
You can say hi.
Can you hear me?
Good day,
Yeah.
Sister Alyta. Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. So check it out. Yes. Okay, so you're involved with Dream Catchers, and Dream Catchers deals with budgeting, right?
Right, correct. All day, every day. It is the foundation. It is the foundation of what we build everything else upon. Budgeting is the foundation to wealth building.
Good stuff. Tell us about Dream Catchers. Where can people learn more about Dream Catchers? People are learning more about, Queen Phoenix, King Sean, and what they have going on. But tell us a little bit about the Budgetnista and Dream Catchers.
Absolutely. I am a financial coach with the Dream Catchers Hampton Roads chapter. We have approximately 400,000 members universal worldwide. And in the local chapter, we have about 1,100. And we have a meetup, whereas we meet in person every single month to discuss one particular aspect of finances, be it people have dreams to purchase a home, budgeting, different ways in which we actually do savings, how to get your debt under control. And we absolutely also promote side hustles. If that money isn't making it to the end of the month, let's figure out how to get some additional money. So anything and everything related to finance, we will have a meeting on it. We will discuss it. We also discuss how to get involved in purchasing stocks and other ways to wealth build.
Ashe. So, and the Dream Catchers is inspired by this sister, right?
Tiffany Ashe. She is the Budgetnista, correct?
Okay. And where
Tiffany,
can people learn more information about them? Go ahead.
For our local chapter, we have a Facebook group, and I can present you with that address. Put it in the comments. Oh, it's in the comments. Okay, I have someone helping me. So the address is in the comments. All they would need to do is just request to join. Everything we do is free. There is never a charge. And if you join that site, then you can start learning all about the Budgetnista and her budgeting concepts and ideas, as well as meet myself and the other coaches that we have.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have something very powerful. And what I like to see is people put together the services that the Tull family has, the opportunities that are on the Facebook group with Dream Catchers, and help get their credit together, all this great thing. So Sean and Nakia, have you heard of Dream Catchers?
Well, I haven't heard it before. But it sounds like an amazing organization, and definitely anything that encourages our people to start saving and budgeting. That's one of the biggest things that we need. We need to do that. One of the things that myself and my wife, we've been a part of a group called Black Mastermind group, helping entrepreneurs build their businesses. And right now we're focused on that. One of the things that our entrepreneur community also, they need the budget, right? They need to be able to, they're going into their businesses and they have not budgeted even their business, much less their personal life, right? And a lot of things, you'd be surprised how many people that are making a lot of money, or more, a lot of money comes in, but they're not budgeting. So therefore, they're not realizing that. They're not understanding how that's being played out. So exactly, anything that can help you budget, like you were saying earlier, I actually just going to be doing a financial class coming up at the beginning of May through Financial Peace University. But they actually contacted me to do that here in the area. So that's going to start in May 1st for a national class with that. But as you know, over 12 years experience in the finances, man, we all need a budget. Budget is key, right? It's absolutely key. And then like the sister was saying, after you budget, you need to know what to do next, right? Because just having your budget right is great, but that's just a first step. And of course, you need to start saving, you need to start maximizing, and you need to start building towards retirement. One of the things my wife and I have do a financial education class, or financial personality class, actually, should say that, with couples, because people have different personalities about money, and when they get together, their personalities clash, right? And because of that, they don't understand why they're having these arguments about money, and both of them think they're doing the right thing. So one of the things you have to do, especially as a couple, you have to know how you're thinking about money, and doing that is so key, right? And when you're building that, so we've been doing that for years, building that. And I would love to get with this too. I mean, I don't know if you're in the 757 area, but I'm telling you, these are things that our community need to know, and every community need to know. But majority of people just don't do. They just let it go.
That's intriguing. So, you and Queen Phoenix are a team. So, what were your different financial personalities when you first met, and then how have your financial personalities become one?
Okay, you're gonna really ask that question, Seiko, right?
Yeah, because my wife ain't here, so I can ask that.
All right. Well, first of all, it was about reading and learning how to bring couple money together, because with me and my husband, this is both our second marriage, and coming from a previous relationship where not understanding, and as a woman, you want to make the most important thing that's to you is financial security. So going into any relationship, you want to make sure that you have your stash set aside. So it was very important for me to make sure my money was my money. But after we read this book called Couples Money and really learning the different personalities, I'm more of a spender, but I am what is called a secure spender. And what a secure spender is just I have to know where every piece of my money is going. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to spend it. So that's why I'm a firm believer on budgeting. Because when he met me, I thought an emergency fund meant that when there was a shoe sale, it was an emergency and I need to spend my money, because I feel like I work hard for my money and I deserve to be treated. And as soon as I spend it, I knew how I was, that I can make that money again. And most people out there do think that way, because especially if you're very good at a side hustle, or you're very good at making money, or you attract money like I do, I was easy to spend it. But once I got into financial education and understood the importance of saving for a rainy day, is when I became more aware of budgeting and the importance of budgeting your money. But my personality was that I was a spender, and I looked at Sean as being very cheap at the time, because he loved to save money and penny pinch everything. And every time I turned around, it was like, we need to downsize. And I'm like, no, we just need to make more money. It's easier to make more money for me than to try to downsize. And for him, it was easier to downsize than making more money. So that's where we had to kind of meet somewhere in the middle. But I think that we were able to find that medium ground where it works, because as I go and make the money, he knows how to save it and make sure, because I still
Really?
go make the
Wow.
money.
Wow.
Say
Okay.
that one more time.
He
As
said,
you go ahead and make the money.
yeah. You know what? That's what happened when you fall off the call. Come back. Okay.
Well, Sean, King Sean, how have you two come together? You know, how have you become more equally yoked in your personality?
Well, I'm going to say this, right? Because my wife was excellent with money, and was, with her previous relationship. She just didn't have me, so obviously wasn't as good. But then I came along, right? And I'm super great with money, right? And that's amazing. But you know what? I didn't have her, so it really wasn't as good. So really, though, a lot of times, again, we have preconceived notions of what to do with your money. And to me, this is kind of fascinating when I learned all that. And just like everything else, I mean, from when you grow up, what's your money story, right? Who was around you, what they said, made you either a saver, or you was like, hey, I don't like money. There's people don't care one thing about money. They look at money as being bad, right? They want to, hey, that kind of stuff, right? All those different things. For me, I realized that, like my wife, her mom was always an entrepreneur. She kind of pulled that side of her. On my side was my dad was more entrepreneur. My mom was a lot more saver. So I had both of those consciousness in me. So they kind of like compete with each other sometimes, right? So all these different things come together. So when we came together after our first marriages and coming together, she thought she was right because she was doing better than the person, I just want to say than the other person, right? And I was the saver and then the other person, right? So now we both like, man, we was, and now we come like, wait a minute, no, my side worked. So it took a while. It took a little while. We had to come together and to budgeting was key. Budgeting is still key. Just because you did a budget, by the way, I'm sure my sister here will agree. Just because you did a budget 10 months ago, don't mean that that's the same budget today, right? It's like you need to look at your budget again. Things change, right? Right now, everyone need to look at their budget again. Their income might have changed, right? So you haven't put extra money away for masks and latex gloves. So there's things that you have to refocus on, and because of each situation, well, what would you do if you're expanding, if you're contracting, if things happening? What are you doing? And I'm sure one of the things that we both did, though, we both believed in was saving towards the future. It's just that she had emergency fund FUN, I had emergency fund FUND. So that was a different thing.
Wow, really?
Okay. I want to let you two talk about that. Yo, and I want to get back to that because that's intriguing. That's definitely intriguing. We know that most couples break up because of their financial resource problem. Sister Alyta, you raised two beautiful children solo, so you had to learn how to budget. But even with that experience, you still joined Dream Keepers.
Dream Catchers, yeah.
Dream Catchers, yeah. So why would a person who seems to be juggling it all join something like Dream Catchers?
I will say in one sentence that you do for others what was done for you. When you learn, you teach. Our community is successful and will be more successful when we learn those lessons. When I was a single parent, and I want to say my son, who's in his 30s now, was maybe 10, a bank manager asked me why did I not own a home, and harassed me until I sat down and met with her. And I took 4 of my friends on that journey with me to purchase a home. I was the last one to purchase my home. I've been in this home 18 years now, and I share that message that if home ownership is your dream, you can have it. I share the message that wealth building is a learned skill. It's not something that eludes us. It's a learned skill. So when people show up and they want to know, it is incumbent upon us to share and teach everything that we know. We consistently, the Dreamcatcher admin, go to trainings and workshops so we can learn more, just to come back and share that information.
Wow, that's wow. Okay. Wow, that's okay. That's yes. Okay. All right. So when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
You're giving folk an opportunity to know and do better. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I said you're giving people an opportunity to know and do better together in a collective. You know, that's I tell you, Dreamcatcher sounds like it's a very powerful, and it sounds like a tool that would be really beneficial to, you know, there's a group of people that we're really concerned about right now. So Queen Phoenix and I have been working on putting together shows that will provide content, inspiration, and information to, you know, women who are trapped in abusive relationships, particularly during the COVID-19 quarantine. We want to let them know that they can get out. She has a organization, Phoenix Rise. She can describe it better than I can, that helps women get out of those abusive relationships. And we also recognize that, you know, women aren't the only people who are in abusive relationships. And these messages that she has in her book and that she talks about are they're kind of global. But we're very concerned right now about our sisters who are in situations that they feel trapped in right now. And, you know, Queen Phoenix, for you to become very concerned about knowing where each dime is, I wonder how that relationship that you escaped from led to you or helped you become more money conscious. Is there any connection between being in that type of relationship and becoming more resource conscious?
Oh, definitely. Because when you're in a relationship like that, you have to be able to plan, prepare, and then wait for the right timing to get out. And in the part of planning, that's where you have to be very strategic on where every bit of your money go to. Because in the beginning, in the relationship, I was basically putting all, not only my time and resources, but also all my money into the relationship, paying the bills, making sure everything was taken care of. But when you're preparing to leave a situation like that, you don't want to leave empty-handed, because there's already some things that you're going to have to leave behind anyway. As I said, I had to leave property behind, I had to leave cars behind. But the main thing you want to leave with is money, because money is what's going to help you rebuild. You can't start off completely at zero unless you really have family support, friend support that's going to be able to give you the resources that you need in order to build back up. So in my case, that is where I became very conscious of budgeting. I became very conscious because leaving that relationship, I was going to be leaving that relationship with 2 kids, with my son and my daughter. Both of them were young at the time. My daughter was 2 at the time that I was getting out, and my son was 6. So I had to make sure that I had enough, not only for myself, but also for both of them, and that we were in a safe place. So just in case he tried to hunt us down, you still have to be able to have that ability to move instantly, because they do come looking. And that's why at my son being 5, he was in kindergarten. He was at 4 different schools for kindergarten, because we had to just keep moving. So yes, that definitely makes you very conscious. It makes you a saver. You don't spend on foolish things. I can remember when I was only getting $711 a month. At the end of each month, I still had $100 left over, because I was just that particular on what went out of my household, because I had to make sure that if I didn't eat, them kids was my lifeline. They had to have whatever they needed. And that's what made me so precise about money.
Wow. And it sounds to me like that type of inspiration, that type of information can be found in dream catchers. So if a young lady is scrolling on Facebook and she joins the Hampton Roads Dream Catchers, can she get some information that can help her if she's preparing for the best or preparing for the worst, Alyta?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And first of all, let me salute the Queen. That is a awesome mission you're on. And I'd like to speak with you later to see about having you come and speak in front of our dream catchers. One of the things that she shared that was so key, as I was listening, I wrote it down, because we teach to save yourself. So budgeting goes back to being able to save yourself. We don't assume someone's going to show up and save us. We have to save ourselves. So that's one of the things in which we share with the dream catchers. And as I said, our meetups, which are held monthly, are designated for a particular topic of the day. So we could have a topic on saving yourself and have the Queen come in, if she would, and do a presentation. It just is so important when we think about our communities. Over 60% of communities in the African American community are headed by women. Now, she may not be running her household, such as what you described, but she's the one that's financing her household. So we want to make sure that we're teaching those lessons of finance so that people can not only survive, but they can thrive. Right now, we have community members that are in a survival mode. They can't think about how to take advantage of these opportunities because they, unfortunately, were not prepared. Budgeting starts with how you prepare yourself for these unscheduled events that happen in our life. Not to say that it's going to make it easy, but it will make it easier. And when you start with a plan, as a brother said, you end with success.
Wow. So it looks like, sisters, if you're watching, then we want you to hit that Facebook page, Dream Catchers, Hampton Roads Dream Catchers. Get some skills, some strategies, some information, some inspiration, and for the brothers as well. Join as well. I'm a member of Hampton Roads Dream Catchers because
yes,
I
brothers
know
are members of Dream Catchers. We have men that participate as well.
Right.
Thank you.
We also want people to support the Phoenix Rise movement. And, you can do that with the information that's on your screen. And Queen Phoenix, talk a little bit about Phoenix Rise movement as we get ready to close.
Okay. The Phoenix Rise movement is really about helping those women. A lot of these domestic violence services that's out there only helps you when you're ready to leave. And I know it was a point in my life when I wasn't ready to leave because I just didn't have the strength inside to get out. And I actually went back 15 times before I got the strength to really leave. So my foundation is more so being able to help those women in the middle of the storm, giving them the counseling, the actual inspiration, and the building up that they need to give them the strength before they leave. So that's why it's called Phoenix Rise. It's actually helping them bring the fire to ignite that fire inside of them to start growing. And as that fire inside starts growing, they can flame up to burn up the ashes that surround them, that's holding them down, for them to now have the strength inside to leave. So we provide them the counseling in the middle of the storm, the inspiration, just to let them know that it's women there that's gone through what you've gone through, been where you're at, know where you're at mentally, and we're still here to support you with no judgment. Whether you're ready to leave or not, we're still here for you. And then we're also going to show you when you're ready to leave, the step-by-step process. So we're going to show them how to prepare, how to plan, as well as how to wait for that right time when it's time for them to make that way out. But we're looking for any other groups and organization who wants to get on board this movement. We're asking for family and friends. If you know someone that's in a situation like that and you don't know how to help them, we are here to show you how to help them, how to support them. But please send donations or funds to Cash App at Phoenix Rise 7, which is PHX Rise 7. please send it there. Any little bit helps as we continue to get our counseling people in place, and as we continue to reach out to more. I know we had a young lady already that we've already started the process with her. She's out in Alabama, and we've already started the process with her. She's already told her how to start writing letters, to start preparing herself mentally. I told her the plan on how to reach out to her mom. We supposed to do a 3-way this week with her and her mom to really help her start escaping her situation. But it's all a process, but we're actually there to help you through. So anything that you can do, and I would love to come and speak, but we're looking for the whole community to get behind us and really push this Phoenix Rise movement, because we have to get our women out.
Ashe, Ashe, let the circle say amen. Let the fam say Ashe. Sister Alyta, one last thing about Dream Catchers, last words.
Last words is Dream Catchers is a movement. It's not just an organization. It's not just a program. It's a movement. If we as a community do not take advantage of these opportunities that are coming about as a result of the COVID-19, we will be left behind yet again. You need a financial base, somewhere you can go and get the education and the most current information, and Dream Catchers does offer that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, look, you've been listening to Get on Code, the Fly Guys show. It's the power broker Seiko Varner. And look, look a little further into the show notes. You'll find some of my resources for credit repair and doing some other things that will help you get prepared to be in a better situation. Hey, get on your budgets, because that's part of the code. The code is empowerment. The code is empowerment, which simply means we're going to take our financial resources, we're going to take our spiritual resources, we're going to take our political resources, we're going to take our attention resources, and we're going to focus them on things that will improve and empower us. You know, if it's not helping you to get empowered, you have to leave that alone, boo-boo. And that's what we're about on the empowerment agenda. Look, if the politicians aren't working with our agenda, we're not supporting them. Is that simple? If that thing you're spending your money on is not helping you become empowered, you're just gonna have to stop spending on it. Sorry about that. You know what I mean? That's the empowerment agenda. We're gonna get focused on empowerment for the next 4 years, the next 10 years. That's what it's about. So thank you for checking in. And Sean, I'm not gonna let you have last words, because I think your wife's got some last words for you. after that last go ahead, bro. Last words,
I just want to say how money, just for people out there also, to how money works / howmoneyworks.com/Sean Toll, and check out this site if you need to get in contact. We'd be more than happy to. And like I said, we'll be talking more, but we're able to help you out in every way. Also, you can check out our website, also our company, www.ytphoenix.com. ytphoenixtax.com, and you can check us out there too. All right. Thanks, man.
All right, good. Well, we showed that a little earlier. Salute to King Sean. I like that. That sounds like a old rapper name.
I definitely old school.
Yeah, old school. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of King T. Yo, salute to the West Side. All right, everybody. You guys have a nice one. Peace and prosperity.